Alright guys, what's up? It's Iceman, and we are outdoors. You can hear that bubbling brook in the background. We're up in the mountains up above my house, and the reason why today I'm actually doing a testing here of this Kryptoglow. You guys may know him on the forums. He makes custom scales. He's also started doing his own knives, and this one's called the Rebuke. You notice it's got a full flat grind on this side, it's chisel ground, and you got multiple different grinds on this side. Got your main cutting edge here. This actually is, this part of the switch here is actually sharpened for piercing, and for other things you've got a nice bunch of jipping on the spine here. And you've got this nice little cutout here, and I'll show you what that's for here in a little bit. What we're going to do is just kind of do some cutting, some chopping with it, maybe some batoning, just kind of see what we can do with this little guy. Just kind of felt like coming up here in the mountains today and testing this out. It's kind of blazing hot where I am, and wanted to be in good lighting, so I don't know how much of this will do, but can kind of give you an idea of this little knife. It's a nice little Bushcraft knife, and definitely unique style, and see how it does. So we've got this log here, kind of an older log, just kind of sitting here by this little campsite, so I thought I'd have out of this. It's got a nice lanyard hold here, your lanyard for chopping. It's got some jimping down here on the spine. You can see that'll help it, kind of give you some grip as you're chopping, so let's get at it. So you can see it's not a very big knife. It's not, I'll have to double check the specs on the blade, how long it is, but it's not really, it's not really designed for chopping, but it'll definitely do it, as you can see here. I mean, it's not going to perform like a K-bar, BK9 or anything. It's got a lot shorter blade, but it's doing a fine job. It's getting chopping in this log pretty good. So, pretty cool. Definitely a decent little chopper for the size, and you're not gonna find a lot of knives this size that can chop this well, and a lot of that's due to the blade shape. So some old dried wood here, so it's pretty dry. Let's try it with this guy we just found here. This one's a little more fresh, not as dry. It's still pretty dry. It's pretty hot this time of year, so check that out. I mean, few strikes, you got a pretty decent wedge there. So it does a pretty good job. Pretty good job. See if I can find a log to baton. See, we got the blade in there really good. We give it a few whacks. Yeah, we're in there pretty deep, so we can definitely split this log, I think. It's got a weird angle going on. We got it all the way in there. That blade is through. So it'll do the job. I mean, we'll get there. It's baton pretty decent for being a smaller, it's a pretty wide blade, so it's not necessarily the best for batoning, but yeah, we're splitting it. We went down that far, just a little bit more. So definitely has some decent tying ability. We're pretty close to getting this log split here. So, you know, not a very big knife. I mean, you're talking, I need to measure the blade again, but 4.5 inches I think it was. So not terribly big. You know, not like a, you know, big old 9-incher like the BK9 or something like that. Obviously something like that's gonna baton better than this, but so I mean, it's decent. It was your last ditch effort. You could definitely get this log split. It's pretty hard wood too. Just to kind of give you a heads up. So. Well, there's some baton testing for you. I'm not going to spend all night out here trying to get that log, but you can see can you see it? Yeah, we got a nice big old split here. I mean, it's split pretty far down, so a little more time on this log and we can get it. We can get it. No worries. No worries. So, pretty cool knife. Gonna do a little more testing tonight. In fact, let's take our baton stick here. Let's do a little, see how what kind of a slicer it is. So you can see you can get in there. You can choke up on that choil if you wanted to, even. I mean, you can do some fine work with this thing. Definitely capable. This is really hard wood too. I mean, really hard. This came off my big old tree in my backyard. So, you can see I'm doing some pretty fine, you know, carving there. This is obviously way too big of a stick to make a feather stick out of, but you know, it's definitely capable. So it's an all-around knife. It's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna excel at batoning and, you know, just that, or chopping and just chopping. It's an all-around knife. It's gonna do a lot of things for you. You saw in my other, it actually did really well at chopping, I thought. But batoning with such a small knife is always a chore, you know, 4.5-inch blade, give or take. So, but we could definitely have split this log with a little more work. It was on its way there. It's pretty thick, heavy, good-sized log. So, just a little batoning. Sorry about the sound, the reflection, or the sound bouncing off the garage. But you know, I didn't have time to make it up to the mountains tonight, and wanted to do a little batoning with this and some carving. Maybe I'll try to find a smaller stick to do a little feather stick with. So stay tuned.